guys, I am Dani and welcome back here to Summer Skye Gardens. So if you're new to this channel, I own a flower farm in Splendora, Texas, which is right northeast of Houston. We're in Zone 9B, and my channel here focuses mainly on flower farming, growing flowers, and gardening, especially in a hot environment like we are in South Texas. Now, if you're not new here, you may have noticed that I haven't posted in a while. I've been a little more quiet on my social media, and that's just because this month it's been, kind of busy. It's also ridiculously hot outside. I kind of slow the farm down. This is our slow time of year, whereas like people up north kind of slow down in the winter when it's snowing outside and it's hard to grow things. We're a little slow here because this is the hottest part of the year, and it's really hard to grow and work outside. Now, I do have things going on, and I have had a lot of time to be able to catch up on some projects, especially cleaning up the farm after the hurricane came through. I'm also setting up the new U-pick field, which I'm super excited about, and as that gets kind of bigger and more established, I will keep you guys updated and show you some footage of that. But it's mainly been just taking care of a lot of little things that I've kind of let go over the past handful of months when I've been a lot busier. It's also been busy just with my home life and my kids. We always go to the beach at the end of the summer and the school starts, so there was just a lot of more fun things going on the last few weeks, but we've started school, everybody's kind of settled in. And today, because it is so dang hot outside, I did whatever work I could do earlier in the day, and I thought this would be a good opportunity, especially with fall coming, to show you guys how I make my little dried flower pumpkins and some other things that I make using dried flowers and pressed flowers to sell throughout the year to kind of supplement the cut flower business. Now, with regard to making dried flower pumpkins, this is really popular, especially, for the fall, early fall. I've done it the last couple of years and people just love them. I've used real pumpkins as well as artificial, and I found there really wasn't a difference in sales. And because I can get artificial pumpkins usually earlier and they last longer, that's kind of what I've gone to versus using real pumpkins, because once the season's over, you can't keep the real pumpkins for the next year, even though the dried flowers would last that long. So I've kind of gone to using artificial pumpkins, and then I can, get lots of different colors, do different color schemes, and market them as lasting for several years as long as people take good care of them. So let me show you a couple that I have kind of left over from this past season. So I would say this is kind of like my smaller size for the moment, and you can see on the top, basically I just use a glue gun, and most of them I'll put like a moss base down and kind of just glue the flowers all around, and then I will take off kind of the little glue bits that stay on there and use hairspray to set it all in, and that has worked really well. Here is another one, pretty green color. And you can see this one I have a little bit of a moss base, but I ended up covering it with a lot of things here. And then here's a bigger one. I still need to clean this up a bit. This is like a velvet pumpkin, which people love, and kind of put more dried bits on here that are more like pink and red tones with like a beigey moss underneath. I found last year that the white and pink pumpkins sold the most, so I'll probably kind of make more of those this season, but all in all, there's going to be somebody you can find for any different type of colors. So I would say, just try some out and see what the interest is. Now, the artificial pumpkins I get lots of different places, but mainly I'll say probably from Michael's and Hobby Lobby, especially after the fall season. They put a lot of them on sale, more than they already are on sale. So I like to buy them in the off season and keep them for the following year. as well doing that with anything that I use for, with the dried or pressed flowers. So that's kind of where I source everything. I'm sure you can find a lot of them online in different places. And I forgot, I also have like kind of my little teeny pumpkins that I'll make. So I have really 3 sizes for the pumpkins. So the little, we'll call these the small, and then the medium, and then like the large. Now pricing wise, I can get the pumpkins anywhere from like $2 to $4, maybe $5 for the bigger ones. And with the dried flowers and the time that it takes to make these, I can make these pretty fast. So I priced these smaller pumpkins. Last year I sold them for $15. I think this year I'm going to do $20, just because of, charging a little more for my time. These bigger ones, I believe I did $20. I think I'm going to do, can't decide if I'm going to do $25 or $30. And then these big ones, these take quite a bit of time, and the pumpkins are usually a lot more expensive. So these are probably going to be like $40 or $45 depending on the type of pumpkin. But I live in a pretty affluent area. Lots of families, lots of moms that love to decorate. People love to decorate where I am. So these are really a great product for me to offer my community, and you're just going to have to feel that out for wherever you live. And real quick, let me show you some other items that I make using dried and pressed flowers. So as for the dried flowers, I'll make little wreaths. So here's one I just took down off the wall. And I just buy the wreaths wherever I can, craft supplies. I don't love making wreaths because they're really time consuming, but they usually come out really pretty, and you can charge a lot for these because they're so time consuming and you end up using a lot of flowers, and people really enjoy these in their home. I also make dried flower ornaments. Pull this up a little quicker. So these are like super easy to make. Get these ornaments on sale in the off season, and basically you just take a bunch of your dried flowers, mix everything together, and stuff them down in these ornaments, and you can just top with a cute little ribbon here. I think I sold these last year for, well, these smaller ones would be, I think like $5 or $6, the bigger ones $7, and if you bought, like, I don't know, however many of them, you got a couple of dollars off. And people really enjoy these, especially for like gifts for teachers or friends or coworkers, something like this. I also got some other items this year to use for dried flowers when I have time. I thought these little angels were cute. Could put some on her dress or make her like a little halo for Christmas. And then just bought some little signs that I figure I can decorate and maybe do like initials in the middle or a little like saying. And then for Halloween, I'm super excited. I'm gonna make some flower skulls. I love Halloween decor. People around here get really into Halloween, so I thought it would be fun to do some different themed, almost like sugar skulls, having like flower decorations on them, especially for Dia de los Muertos. That's a big holiday here in Texas, obviously. Day of the Dead, which is the day after Halloween. Especially if I could get some marigolds. Marigolds are hugely popular in the Mexican culture, so if I can decorate with some dried marigolds or just a lot of other flowers, I thought these would be a lot of fun. And then as for like pressed flowers, I make these little bookmarks. So you can get these little tassels and sticker holders or sticker bookmarks on Amazon. I'll see if I can link them below. And then you just press the flowers, and pretty much you peel this back, you put them on here, and you cover it. And these are super fast and easy to make. And then I'll also make little like flower picture frames. I'm still kind of experimenting with the dried flowers a lot. If y'all are interested in learning more about pressing flowers and kind of what are the best ones to use, comment below and I might be able to do a video on that. All right, real quick before we make a dried flower pumpkin, I just wanted to show you around my craft room so I can show you how I organize everything, where I keep everything, and maybe that'll give you some ideas for your own area. All All right, so here we are walking into the craft room, and it may not look like it, but this is actually pretty clean and well organized. So this is just one of the bedrooms in the farmhouse. So first thing on my left is pretty much most of my dried flowers. I have like my moss, my hot glue guns, my sprays. This on top is like my dried flower mixture for the ornaments, and I just drop all the different types of flowers in here. If you're interested to know what are the best flowers to dry, I made a video on that and I will link that below. And then I found these cute little container racks. I bought these off of neighbors. They were getting rid of them, and I just try to organize a lot of my dried flowers by color, just because it makes it easier to find stuff. This little shelf just has a ton of vases, and then over here, this is where I keep all my ribbons, and then stamps, tags, that kind of stuff. This is my work desk, and all of this furniture I bought secondhand from neighbors. And let's see, gift bags, paper wrap. This is like my posters that I use to take pictures of flowers. Here is like where I keep the pressed flowers. So I have my flower presses at the bottom. And then you can see I have some in here I still need to organize. I try to organize them by like type and color. In this little container here, I have leaves and flowers up in here, and it's good to keep them out of the sun so they maintain their color. But like I said, I'm still kind of playing around with pressed flowers whenever I have time. And then in here, various supplies on the ground, big vases in here. This is where I hang most of my flowers to dry. So throughout the day, I keep this room dark. It's kind of cool and dry in here, which is the perfect conditions for hanging. I've kind of run out of room, so I may take over another closet or put up like another bar or something in here. Let me close that off. And then here on the other side, just a bunch of different supplies, craft stuff, and more dried flowers on the top. Alright guys, so let's make a pumpkin, and I've got here just a medium-sized blue pumpkin. I saw this color recently and thought this would be super fun. I've got my moss, I've got all my flowers, and then I've got my hot glue gun, which I have heated up. So pretty much what I start out doing is kind of add glue to the moss, and you're not going to get every little piece perfectly glued down, and you can always go back and add some glue into some other pieces. You can put it kind of directly on the pumpkin here. And I will say that you're going to use more glue than you think you will, so always have backup sticks available. So I like to put a little bit of moss around the middle, just to kind of act as a base, and it gives it a more like natural feel. So let's just add a few more, and you might burn your fingers a little, so you are warned. Oh wow. Okay, so we have like the moss on here. So now I'm going to just start placing some flowers. I have this zinnia here, and I feel like that's probably going to be too big. I should save this for a bigger pumpkin. So I'm going to start then. I'm going to use kind of like yellow and gold tones because that looks pretty with blue. This is a dried sunflower. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. And then basically I'm just going to start piecing around some different ones. I like to kind of mix textures, mix different types of flowers in here, just kind of loosely placing them around. The goal is don't like overthink it, or you'll end up spending way too much time on here than, you know, you would get payment wise. So let's put in, I have these little dried grass pods, but I don't know if I want to use those. Well, that might be kind of fun. Stick in here. I also have some scissors. So let me kind of put that here. I think it's cool to do, you know, some different things that are a little unexpected. And, you know, worst case, if you don't like it, just take it out and start over. Okay, we'll leave that kind of like that. And all this extra glue that's everywhere, I'm gonna come back later and, you know, clean up. So we got some different colors here, and I've already run out of that glue stick. Put some more here. I don't think I want to use any of those straw flowers, because I think too at some point you start using too many different types of flowers and it can start to look a little strange. This is not really sticking on here well. I like to kind of, these Gumfrina are really great because you can kind of put them wherever, and I like kind of bringing them down the pumpkin a little. Here, so you can see, like, if they're gonna display it, they might kind of sit it on a shelf just like that. And I think I need one more little tassel because you like to do stuff in groups of 30s. Oh, hold on. I also like making these pumpkins to give to my kids' teachers, like as a little kind of mid-semester fall gift. I think that's fun. So I have all my flowers on here, so then I like to go around and kind of like touch on them a little to see if anything is loose, and you can kind of add a little more glue in there. And like I said, these are, you know, gonna last for several years if people take good care of them. So you also don't have to worry about throwing them away right away like you would with real pumpkins and creating a lot of waste, you know, with people like buying new ones every year. Here we can reuse them. Okay. So I think that's good with the glue. As you can see, it's pretty messy with all the glue here. I let all that dry, and then I'll come through and just peel off all the extra glue. I have tweezers that I'll kind of get up in here and try to get off as much as possible. But all in all, that was pretty quick. Once you kind of get the hang of it, it can go pretty quick. And then after I get all the glue off to seal it, I just use regular hairspray. And I like to try to find ones that don't have a strong scent or don't have any scent. Spray all around it, and then it's ready for sale. All right, that's it. That's basically how you do flower pumpkins, and pretty much how I apply dried flowers to anything that I decorate. So if you have any questions, please comment below. Go check out the video that I will link below about my favorite types of flowers to dry to use for these kind of projects, and go have fun. Go make some fun stuff to sell for the fall. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.